Hi everyone, today I will read about Metaverse dual-chain network architecture, delivering a next-generation, secure, scalable, decentralized, and interoperable dual-chain protocol. Get started. 5 components of next-generation blockchain: performance, identity, interoperability, security. Oracle. About performance, the DNA chains deliver at an exponentially faster throughput with greater transactions per second, providing a platform for powerful smart contracts and decentralized applications without bottleneck, congestion, or skyrocketing fees. Identity. The Metaverse avatar is an on-chain digital identity capable of owning assets and participating in smart contracts or decentralized exchange. Unlike identity data stored in traditional systems, the Metaverse avatar only reveals information when authorized by the user. Interoperability. DNA is designed as a standard to be employed on other public blockchains seeking to benefit from the scalability it offers. Such standardization brings with it the potential for cross-chain dev support and enhanced developer cooperation. About security, the DNA chains use a purpose-built delegate proof of stake consensus mechanism in combination with the Metaverse-based chains hybrid model. This radically increased complexity for would-be attacked while rewarding honest participants. About Oracle, real-world data is brought on chains by decentralized intermediary Oracle, where the market price, spot result, or the status of a shipment. Oracle deliver information that makes smart contracts truly smart. Advanced feature. Delegate proof of stake. DNA feature previews lightning channel between 23 supernodes and 529 regular nodes. If participants have an open channel with any of these nodes, they will enjoy lightning fast transactions and minimal fees. Integrate lightning channels. The deposit consensus algorithm allows all users to participate in network security regardless of token holdings and technical experience. An unlimited number of channels can delegate their staking power and receive their fair portion of block reward in return. The DNA token. The roadmap from 16th June to October 20. Government. The DNA trace is governed entirely by the community, rewarding all participants for their roles in the network. Supernodes. Supernodes are elected or relied by consensus among regular nodes and make decisions on any protocol chained to the DNA blockchain. Regular nodes Regular nodes keep full copies of the Metaverse and DNA blockchain and validate blocks to earn rewards. They can accept delegation from channels and return their proportion of rewards. Channels Channels do not need to maintain full copies of the blockchain and can delegate their staking power to regular nodes to generous reward. DNA in the news. DNA white paper. You can view here. You can download the DNA logo here. You can view Metaverse white paper here. You can download Metaverse logo here. This is DNA medium blocks. And I will read about DNA supernodes election rules. 1. Election cycle and reduction cycle. The total amount of DNA used is about 62.5 billion DNA, and each election cycle is 16 days. 2,764,800 blocks. The reduction cycle refers to the reward reduction of each block after 6 election cycle, 96 days, about 3 months. DNA total amount 62 billion, about 62 billion. Election cycle 16 days. Reduction cycle 96 days. Initial block reward 256 DNA. Block time 0.5 seconds. Reward reduction occurs approximately every 3 months, so the number of DNA released every 3 months will decrease in the first 4 reduction cycles, which is approximately 1 year. There will be 3 reductions. The reduction coefficient 0.8, 0.85, 0.9 respectively, with a total of approximately 13.1 billion DNA released. After the fourth reduction, the coefficient will be fixed at 0.95, adding up to 49.3 billion, and a final total of 62.5 billion. You can look this table. 2. Voting rules and voting rewards. Each DNA corresponds to 1 vote, and each voting right can only be used for 1 candidate. The DNA used for voting will be automatically locked and cannot be used for trading. Supporters can choose to lock their votes for a candidate not in future elections. The calculation of votes is based on the voters' weighted contribution. The following table shows the change in the contribution coefficient for 8 consecutive voting cycles. The contribution coefficient will remain as 1.5 after the 8th period. For example, voter A will share the rewards of the total pool according to his or her own contribution proportion. Suppose voter A gave 1 million votes for DNA and total pool of voter contribution 4 billion votes. If the total reward of the current election is 500 million, then the reward that A gets is as follows. And this is a table. 3. Reward distribution. In each election cycle, 10% of the block reward will be distributed as a fixed reward for the 23 supernodes divided equally. The remaining 90% of the block rewards will be based on the contribution value of 23 supernodes and 20 candidate nodes and will be distributed as a dynamic reward. The dynamic reward is distributed in proportion to the number of votes and each node in the election cycle. Within each supernode, a minimum retention of 20% and a maximum of 60% is allowed to each node, and the remaining will be distributed to vote accordingly. If the candidate nodes fail to elector, the votes deposit will not be returned, but will receive at a loss 80% of the dynamic reward. Example 1. Suppose the total reward in the current election is 700 million. Node A is elected as a supernode. Contribution value of the node is 4.3%, and the retention rate of the node is 20%. The reward of the node is as follows. You can look this chart and the table. Example 2. Suppose the total reward in the current election is 700 million. Node B is elected as a supernode. Contribution value of the node is 4.33%, and the retention rate of the node is 60%. The reward of the node is as follows. And you can look the table and the chart. Example 3. Suppose the total reward in the current election is 700 million. Node C is not elected as a supernode. Contribution value of the node is 4.3%, and the proportion of votes to this node is 40% of total votes. The reward of the node is as follows. And you can look the table. For election process period from 1st to 14th day. Rules for the supernodes modifying reward allocation. Supernodes can modify either node allocation coefficient for the next period during the current period. The most common coefficient for nodes is 80% and cannot be modified beyond a 5% scope. Public announcement of distribution rules. After modification, it will be updated to the official website and cannot be changed until the first day of the next extension cycle. 15th day. Round of election. Only the votes locked in the previous period can choose to unlock, change to a supernode, continue to lock the current node, or do not operate, and the node will be automatically renewed. In round A, the first 19 of the 23 supernodes will move on as safe in round B. The last 4 nodes will move into round B as an elimination round. 16th day. Round B election. All supporters are allowed to vote. All candidate nodes can accept votes. The 19 candidate nodes will compete for the top 4, and the top 19 will campaign to ensure their advantage in the next round of election. Election results will be announced at the end of the day. Round A select 19 supernodes and round B select 4 supernodes, and the votes of other candidate nodes will also be announced. 5. Early bird plan period. Guarantee period time 2019 December 13th to 2019 December 12th, total for 8 days. 1. Notes that meet both conditions below will be guaranteed to be a supernode. At least 160 million DNA votes be the first 11 nodes to satisfy the first condition. 2. Guarantee period will end on 2019 December 12. Recording is used for testing on the website. 3. The guarantee nodes will continue in the election ranking. Election period from 2019 December 21st to 2019 December 28th, total of 8 days. 1. Elect the remaining supernodes based on the number of votes in chronological order. 2. If the remaining candidates have more votes then the guarantee node will still be ranked according to the number of votes. Announced result from 2019 December 29th to 2019 December 31st, total of 3 days. 1. Rank and announce the list of the 23 supernodes. 2. Based on the votes of the elected node, distribute the reward to the corresponding voter. Reward distribution 2020 January 15th. Set the reward distribution according to the ranking and the reward distribution of each elected node. Thank you for the listen. Goodbye and see you again.